guys, today I'm going to be reading one of my stories called The Evil Voices. The voices in my head, they told me to kidnap someone and kill them after I tortured them. I didn't even have to know them, just had to torture and kill them. They weren't always there. It just recently started happening to me. I was always the quiet one that would get picked on and beat up. I had enough one day, so I stood up for myself. But that only seemed to make it worse. I just graduated college, still getting picked on and being quiet, when the voices in my head started to tell me to do these horrible things. Finally, tonight, I would listen to them. I headed out in the middle of the night and drove into town and waited for my black van for anyone to pass by. After a couple of minutes of watching and waiting, a tall brown-haired woman stepped out of her car. She was getting out her house keys from her purse when I jumped out of my black van and ran after her. I reached her and grabbed her from behind. She immediately started screaming for help, so I picked her up and started running to my van, where I put her in and quickly drove away. She still screamed, so a couple of blocks away, I tied her up and gagged her mouth. When we reached my house, I ran inside and tied her up to a chair in the basement. There, it was the only secret and quiet place in the whole entire house. I uncovered her mouth and asked her what her name was. She screamed, so I gagged her mouth back up, and I told her I would see her in the morning, and went to bed. All night I heard her trying to get loose and screaming for help. Sometimes I feared one of my neighbors might hear, but luckily they didn't. In the morning, I gathered up my torture equipment, which I kept in another part of my basement. My knife, axe, blowtorch, and a white covering to catch all of her blood on. I laid the covering on the stone ground and on the brick walls. Then I took her out of her chair and threw her on the ground beside the covering. I placed the chair in the middle of it all, and I tied her back up on that chair. Now she was crying. I felt bad for her, but the voices in my head told me to ignore her, so I did. I uncovered her mouth as I grabbed a blowtorch. She asked me if I was going to kill her. I laughed at her and told her simply, "After I torture you." She asked why, and I told her of the evil voices in my head and wanting it. I put the blowtorch to her arm and burned her as she screamed in pain. Somehow I enjoyed hearing her pain, so I continued burning her. I chopped off her legs with the axe, and then I took my knife and stabbed her in the stomach. She screamed even louder. Then I heard a knock on the door. I ignored it as I saw the blood all over the ground. Then the door got kicked in, and soon enough the police came in, bursting through the basement door, where they saw her with no legs and a huge blackened burn in her right arm. I quickly grabbed a gun from nearby and shot her, then myself. The voices in my head are evil and got what they wanted, but now I was dead too. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you liked it, then leave a like. Just click the like button down there. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.